So you can tell the difference between these ones because they're ugly.
Because they're ugly sheep, yeah. And
yeah.
they're pink and they're skin looking and they're not very good looking.
No, not good looking. So.
And then the other ones are just sheep.
So Mrs. Lung, she's had 3 lambs here. In her first year here, she reared a lamb to 50, it was 26 kilos carcass weight in 19 weeks. That skinny thing there.
Well, she's not that skinny, she's just old looking.
I believe she's at least a 7-year-old. So, and this year I had to lift her udder up to feed lambs. So that's why she's on her way up. She probably shouldn't have been here this year. But I had other sheep that disappeared. And these 3 over here, I actually bought them. I purchased them. All from the same place. And they didn't look so bad. And I actually bought 7 of them. So I bought one. There was one big lamb. And if I find her in here, just give me a moment. Or did you not bring her in? Oh no, here she is, this one. This blue tag here. So that's one of that same flock. This one here was the big lamb, so she's staying. And she reared a lamb this year as a hogget. And then there was another late lamb, which I've sold. And then there was an old girl. She died not long after I got them. And then this year, there was another one that was rearing a lamb. And the lamb got to 7 weeks old and the ewe went and died.
That's handy.
But the lamb survived, and it was not a bad little lamb. And as you see, these girls are skinny. They've actually all reared twins. So some people would say that, hey, well, they've put all of their condition into their lambs.
Yeah, that's
right? Okay.
very possibly true.
Yeah, but so did they.
Yeah.
And they're not super skinny. Yeah. So all of these ewes here reared a lamb. And here's at least a 7-year-old. There's about a 6, I believe she's a 6-year-old. No, there's a lot of young sheep in here. But all of these sheep reared lambs and are not skinny, under the same conditions.
Well, those are worse than these.
That's simple, isn't it?
Simple.
And it's really interesting, is often buying in sheep, they're not as good as the sheep that are born here. So these have actually got some nice lambs. There's some lovely lambs that are born on this property out of those sheep.
So the sheep are stolen from where they came from, and just
well, they don't change over well. I'm actually wondering if there may have been some eczema in there myself. I wouldn't know until their livers come out, but I'm just giving these sheep away. So they're going to my 90-year-old neighbour, who will use them for dog food, because I can't sell them. I can't bring myself to sell them. And what would I get in the sale for those? $20 or $30? If I'm lucky, and it's embarrassing to send them. So that one over the back, oh wait, that one here with the tag, I'm pretty sure she's a 19. So she's only actually coming up a rising, it's born in 2019, so she's coming up to being a 5-year-old. And she looks like that. Oh, the wool falls off.
Awfully pink though, compared to that.
Yeah, because I've come right down. That one over there is actually younger again. I'm not sure about that one, the one sitting down. But that one over the back there isn't an old sheep. But you can certainly see she's got no condition on her at all. So the solution is, they leave. And Mrs. Lung, she's been a lovely old ewe. And she's missing her lamb that's just been weaned today.
Oh, okay.
So that's why she's calling out for it. I might jump on my bike and I'll go see the neighbour and let him know that there's 4... Oh, we'll just put them back in the paddock.
Which paddock?
Same paddock they came out of.
Are these staying on your property here?
Yeah, so these are going back to Ken's, but that paddock's finished now. Paddock's definitely eaten out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Marigold here. She's going to the main farm, so she's not going to the ram. So she's also getting culled. Now, when I bought her, you could actually see the comb marks on her. Bought as a Wiltshire, but certainly not a Wiltshire, not full Wiltshire anyway. And then the 2 Suffolks, they go all going into sausages. And then Fluffy. Now, just a sheep to you, of course. That's this Fluffy over here.
The non-fluffy one's fluffy.
Oh well, I saw her. She was very fluffy, so she's getting culled as well, while she makes good eating. So those 4 are all leaving, and that'll leave my flock reasonably tidied up. And this will be the main ewes that are going to the ram. Oh, I got rid of those 2 cinnamon-faced ones as well, the ones that the butcher came out and got recently. So they're gone as well. And then this girl over here, she's got a bit of a saggy baggy udder. She's got a jaw problem, but she hasn't passed it on to her offspring yet. So just on numbers, she's going to get another year, and then she'll get going as well. She struggles to keep enough condition on because of her jaw. I can't remember if it's overshot or undershot at the moment, but when you look at it, it's got a jaw problem. So one day I'll check out on that one as well. And I think a big problem with when you're buying sheep, and those ones over there, the people weren't trying to rip me off or anything. They certainly, but they were overfed. So these were on maximum grass, like as much as grass as they could get. And it's a bit like the 2 that I've got at the cow farm. And one of the ones at the cow farm looks fantastic now. She looks amazing.
There's heaps of grass.
Heaps of grass, just overfed. But she's had eczema.
Oh, okay.
I'll find a photo. She was rearing a lamb and was going through winter, and she came and she just fell to pieces. And it's because she'd had eczema previous. It didn't show the signs initially, but it came up as soon as the pressure came on. And so these guys here, as soon as the pressure comes on, and I don't put a lot of pressure on my sheep, like they've got a lot to eat, but they didn't thrive. And I think that's where it's important to try and find, knowing the age and where the sheep came from and what they look like. I could put them a maximum grass on them and they would look amazing again. But that's not the point. They should be weaning lambs like this. These girls are possibly just on the little bit overweight. She's just probably just a little bit overweight. But they're quite nice condition. Most of their udders have tucked up. I would have liked this girl's udder to tuck up a bit more. But even my hoggets that have lambed are looking pretty good. So we look at the old Mrs. Lung here, and of course she's produced a lot of lambs in her day. She's fed them really well. She's been a great ewe, and she don't want to leave her baby. So you can probably get points for that mothering ability. Neighbour's got Mrs. Lung first on the list there. She's missing her baby and she's not friends with the other 2 so much. And so she will be the first to be the dog food. And yep, it's a bit sad, but it's also the reality of farming. She's been a great ewe, she's worked hard. And I don't want to send her to the works because that's just silly. I won't get much for her. I'd much rather just give her to my neighbour. What goes around comes around. So it'll come back to me. And his dog's got to eat as well. And I'm not asking any money. I am simply giving him those sheep. If you enjoy this video, please click like, share and subscribe.